Hello and welcome back. This week we have a cross stitch of Hello Kitty as our crafting project. This project took me over 7 hours to complete. Thus, you get a very sped up video because no way was I gonna upload a 7-hour crafting video. I'm just taking out each of the items from the box. We've got the cross stitch cloth, the embroidery floss, a hoop, tapestry needles, and the little instruction booklet, which if you've done cross stitch before, the instructions are a great way to remind yourself of the steps or a way to recap. I start with counting the pattern that I chose and then dividing it in half to find the center point. That way I can take the cloth and set it center-ish. Does not have to be perfect, it just needs to be on the hoop. No worries. The hoop is a little tight. Then get the embroidery floss and get a decent chunk of it. I had probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet. We only need 2 strands off of this. So I got those and get them threaded so that I'm able to begin. And then just go for it. Again, check in with the pattern, stab the center of the material-ish, and then make sure you don't lose your tail. Gotta hold on to that tail. And a tapestry needle is rather dull in comparison to regular needles, so I had no problem keeping my finger at the back of the working space. It doesn't necessarily hurt to get stabbed personally. Can't say that for everyone. And then you just make your little X's. Start in the bottom left corner, go to the top right of each little square, and then from the bottom right to the top left. And that's your little cross, your little X. Anytime that you need to switch colors or need new colors, I personally just weave in the old stitch and then weave in the new thread. That way you can continue on and it doesn't make anything wonky. There's no lumpy knots at the back of your work. Here we're going to switch over to black. I'm ready to outline her face. I don't move my hoop for each color. I just work within the space and swap as necessary. So I'm weaving in the black and then checking my pattern again to make sure I know where I'm starting from and then going for it. So now we've got the outline of her face. Before moving the hoop, I'm going to switch colors. I just have the black hanging there for when I'm ready to pick it up at the time I move the hoop. So I'm going to do the little tiny yellow shirt sleeve. If you haven't done cross stitch before, it can get very tedious. This is a great time to add in listening to an audiobook or having a movie that you love playing in the background, listening to music or podcasts. Kind of opens up the avenue for listening to audio material. I decided I was going to switch to blue now, and that way I can weave the yellow from the sleeve to the middle of her shirt into the blue stitches a little bit later on. And my working threads, personally, I don't find that they get in the way. I just either hold them out of the way. Later on I ended up looping them up and over the clamp of the hoop. It's just up to you how you want to mess around with your threads. You could also just cut them and have to get new thread each time. There we go. It is time to move the hoop because I want to work on her ears and her little bow up top. prep my thread again and get it back into the needle, and then just figure out where I'm at in the pattern and pick it right back up again. And finished that, and then I switched over to the red. I was ready to do her bow. Accidentally did a lot of this off camera. I didn't realize that I had shifted a little too low. So we're just gonna jump to, ta-da, it's done. It's time to backstitch now. And this is for her little whiskers and stitching around her nose. This is a little more freeform, so I opted not to do it on the hoop. And there we go. Also, I have managed to stitch off camera, so we're just gonna jump to the nose. Yep. And then I will show you how I travel to the eye. I just weave the thread in till I get close and start stitching all over again. And that's how I travel across a little piece. Got her legs done. Now she is complete. In this case, she can just be mounted, like glued onto something, or you can use the hoop if you were done with the other projects. You can use the hoop to frame the little art piece. You can glue the tabs in or cut them off, however you want, hang it on the wall, and she's ready. Thanks for watching.